Y'all are a beautiful crowd. How are you today?
I got thumbs up from Hey, Mike. Hey, Mike. This computer, I think it has you logged in. How do I log you out? If it was an Apple computer. That's what I'm getting.
Hey, baby John.
I'm sure. I'm not gonna do, really?
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Okay, so
Yes.
Okay.
They really look better than me.
This is Debbie's.
Kind of help me.
That's okay.
Well, I've got one here. It's Tony.
Hey.
I'm sorry, I should have checked it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
I always do it, and today I just thought I could do it. And
You're asking me, lady. We got you guys a
yes,
couple
they
things.
are, and I guess I probably didn't tell him, you want to be my friend today? I can be. Debbie's got. At least a little.
Just to see you in, yeah.
Yeah, tell him to come on in.
Come on. Crowd in.
Yeah.
Come on in. There you go.
We will eventually, but right now for recognition.
Okay, we're gonna call this meeting to order. Forum. Okay, Ms. Farrell, Ms. Debbie, Ms. Stefani, Ms. Shirley, present. And ask Ms. Shirley if she would say the prayer and page.
Which one of us to be the vision of wisdom and perfection. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God,
I pledge allegiance to Texas, one state, under God, one nation. I don't, oh no, praise the Lord, they didn't.
But it's okay if you do.
Thank you all for being here. Like to entertain a motion to approve the minutes, previous meeting. All in favor? Any opposed?
Yes, sir.
We have two recommendations.
Okay, I'm gonna stand up here, we'll stand up there, then you're not gonna get to see all our shining stars here. So, in December, we competed academic UIL, competed at Sabine Path, 2 days worth, Tuesdays and Thursdays. We won a tremendous amount of awards, from second grade all the way up to eighth grade. Tonight, I'm gonna recognize second and sixth grade. You know, we usually do all elementary at one time and then all junior high, but we had so many kids. I wanted to make sure that we actually got to recognize them rather than just standing here rolling off, so we're splitting it up. We're gonna do our high and our low this year, or this month. So in second grade for creative writing, the coach was Jennifer Nevels, and sixth place was Tuesday Free. Music memory was Jenna Brown was the coach, and first place was Kinsley Hughes. I come in here in a minute. Storytelling was Miss Price was the coach, and they had sixth place individual was Sailor Ross. For sixth grade, we had calculator. Tia Green was the coach, and they took fifth place individual with Miss Addison Brown. I'm going to brag on Addison for just a minute separately because she actually got sick during the competition, like while she was in there taking the test, and did not get to finish the test. And she still pulled off out of 18 kids, I think there were. She still got fifth place. Chess puzzles with Heather Williams. They received first place individual with Kate Patrick. Third place individual was Lucas Pike. And overall first place team, Kate Patrick, Lucas Pike, and Logan Watson. Impromptu speaking for sixth grade, I was their coach, and we took first place with Jonathan Brothers. For mathematics, Ms. Tomlinson was the coach. Overall, third place for the team with Logan Watson, Leanne Coleman, and Austin Brown. Individual was Logan Watson with sixth place. Music memory was Miss Vanya was the coach. They took fifth place individual was Rosalind Trousdale. Third place overall team was Anderson, Aaron Hope, and Rosalind Trousdale. Number stance was Kathy Brown. Third place overall team was Mason Gannon, Kay Patrick, and Aaron Hope. Fifth place individual was Kay Patrick. Social studies was Alicia Marshall. They won first place overall team. Kay Patrick Patrick, Logan Watson, and Ashton Ellis. First place was Kate Patrick, third place was AJ Ellis, and fifth place was Logan Watson. Spelling was Miss Freeman. Her team took first place overall with Rosalind Trousdale and Emily Beaucamp and Jonathan Brothers. Third place individual was Rosalind Trousdale. The last two teams were both mine for modern oratory. Sixth place individual was Reagan Hughes. Reagan was also a finalist for impromptu, but she did not get to compete in the final because they held both finals at the same time. So she should have gotten, at the very least, we've got sixth place, but they scratched her because she couldn't compete in both finals at the same time. So she made finals, though, in both her competitions. And then finally, editorial writing was fourth place individual with Grace Love.
All right, kiddos, y'all's names, or when your name was called earlier, that means that we're here to celebrate y'all. And I want you to know academic UIL is very near and dear to my heart. It's our chance to show what you know, and I'm so proud of you. So come on up, make a single file line, kind of come up, and we just want to shake your hand.
Hold on, have one.
Oh, one more. Just kidding.
Miss Aubrey, come here. So Miss Aubrey's not sixth grade or second grade, but she is going to be leaving us before it's time to recognize the next group. And I wanted to recognize her tonight as well. And can we give her credit which you were in? I'm scratching charts. Yes, I'm scratching charts. She also played. So before she departs for her new school, we wanted to make sure we could recognize her as well.
Come on up, kiddos. Shake her hand. Shake hers. Really proud of y'all. I don't know.
Yeah.
Let's take a picture with you. Yeah. Parents, please feel free to take pictures.
Just pick the camera. All right, good job.
Proud of y'all.
Oh, you're working hard.
Yeah. More excited. It's here. On one low in the state, like,
Miss Amy, don't leave me. Go ahead, I'll meet you out there. Busy with it.
Come on. And I was going to tell you guys, so
Thank you, boys. We appreciate you.
I want to thank you guys so much. We got an array of gifts for you guys. Maybe during Michael's board report of finance, we'll have time to go through them.
What are you trying to say, Michael?
Oh, it's all true.
All right. The building plans, renovation and long range plans, Elizabeth.
Yep, she went to the dentist today
So
and
what's you?
it's me. She got her gums. Girl. So I told her I'd take care of it. Immediate action so far, if you open that up, softball field renovations are underway right now. Dugouts are being done. They knocked down the fence and they put up the posts that the netting is gonna be on. They're doing the backstop. We found some incredible people to do it at an incredible price. They're getting it done, and I think the main thing here is we're going to make it comparable to our baseball. It's going to be comparable to baseball, and that was my big thing. I felt like there was a huge disparity between the two, and now there will not be. It'll be very nice.
What is the status of the building?
They said they could get it by game one. I was excited. Baseball field painters will begin painting the fences and the dugouts. It has some weathering on it and some really kind of dingy areas. And so they started that today. They said that would be ready by game one. Weight room and athletic storage building and the storage building behind ag will be painted gray to match the maintenance and ag shops. Our gutters, I know they're in terrible shape, y'all. I know they are. They leak. When it rains, they leak, and then they drop a ton of water out right next to our foundation. And so we want to get those spliced, fixed, and temporarily patched, because the bid to replace those is like $100,000. We're looking for better bids, but until then, we're splicing, we're fixing, and we're painting to make them functional right now. Well, I'm worried that if we don't get those fixed, that the foundation will start shifting, and then we'll have pre-K hallway problems all throughout our building. So we're getting it fixed. It's just, we're doing a temporary fix right now. Let's see, Elizabeth is on ag shop. So I know the storage area between softball is an ag sore, and ag is an eyesore. And so the dirt pile and the old pipe under the trees and all the debris will be disposed of or put in a storage area, 1 to 2. And then once that area is clean, we'll have limestone delivered and spread so that they can actually use that area for work. And it won't be just collecting junk and water.
Is that the access to the baseball field also?
Yes,
Yeah, that's good.
it does. That was one of the things that she and I drove around, and I was really glad to say that she had a really solid plan, and we kind of put our heads together, and so it should be up and fixed by track at least. Bus barn, we have begun having loads of rock hauled, and her and Michael have a really cool plan. They're creating a little circle drive behind the transportation barn so that the fleet can drive in and park in designated spots and not be parked next to the softball field. We're a little bit concerned about foul balls, obviously. Buses will be parked on the north side of the barn between the tennis courts and the bus shop. The way buses are parked now along the softball field, again, the windows are concerned. Our white fleet will be parked under the old bus shop awning in designated spots. We're in the middle of cleaning all that clutter out. And then not only will this protect the fleet from the weather, but it's a great way to know exactly where a vehicle is located so trip drivers don't get confused and run late into their entanglements and whatnot, so in their engagements and stuff. So vehicles we picked up and dropped off at their assigned spot. Right now, it's a little bit like you're hunting for the right one. And from that point, after we get it done correctly, there will be no guessing anymore which one's theirs. We plan to bleach, pressure wash, scrub, and paint everything that we can get our hands on from now until the summer. We want our campus to sparkle and shine inside and out. The maintenance and custodial and groundskeeping teams have made great strides towards this, and that is a very true statement. I continuously have our teachers come up and say, if something's broken, it doesn't stay broken. And I'm very pleased with the progress that they're making. We're staining our district home fences, obviously. Let's see, 6-month plans, the signage. Visitors to our campus get lost every now and then when we have deliveries made. And so a lot of them forget to sign at the front office whenever the gate comes open and a bus goes through. We've been having them try to drive through and drive behind that bus. So we've talked about that bus stopping, allowing that gate to close and then continue to stop that, just to keep our kiddos safe. We're talking about putting up a bridge. Now, we are going to put up a bridge between the cafeteria and the Smith's house, kind of on that lawn area where we dug out that trench to allow drainage to drain from the parking lot. And that's so our parking lot won't hold on that water anymore. Earlier in the year when we did that, we did not think about the band kiddos coming around the practice area, and they're jumping those culverts that we dug. So we're gonna build a little bridge there so our band kids can get across. Visitor bathrooms at the football field. During football season, we spent $1,300 on porta potties. There used to be bathrooms on the visitor side, and the plumbing and septic systems are still in good condition. So Elizabeth's planning to have permanent structures built back before the hurricane knocked them down, and have right where those old bathroom cement pads are. It's just basically tying back into all those lines that are already there. Basic functional structures is what we're looking for. We're not trying to throw AC heat. And then we're just trying to put a shell over a restroom so that folks don't have to walk quite as far all the way around to use the restroom. Classroom doors have been peeling and flaking, and those are being stripped and painted this summer. We're building a new fence, a little wooden fence, I believe, around the science, right outside the science area. I think that is for the air to block off the air conditioners from kids having access to electrical things there. We're going to stain the water well fence right next to the softball field with blue and gold corners. And 12-month goals, relocate, either renovate or replace the ag shop, obviously. I'm sorry, 12-month plus. Big plus there, 12-month plus goals. Renovate, replace the ag shop and all that entails. Renovate or update the flooring and stalls in the visitor bathroom area, visitor cafeteria bathrooms, expand parking lot in the front of the school. This would solve so many problems. I know you guys can already probably think of all the problems we have with parking for visitors, but if we extended the parking lot in that huge grassy area, and again, this is 12-month plus, we can build a band practice facility there, and then there won't be overlapping band and ag projects anymore. And it's a lot shorter walk for the band kiddos too. And also visitor parking would be amazing right there. It would be very nice. Although we are waiting for concrete prices to drop before we do something like that. Big plus again, 12-month big plus is eventually one day looking at turfing the football field way down the line so that we can have band practice on the same site that on the same kind of a surface that they have competitions on. Junior high football practice and games in the same spot, high school football practice and games in the same spot, and then we don't have to tear up and tear down our softball field anymore. And then eventually, if we replace the ag shop behind the ag shop where it is now, we could turn the ag shop to an animal barn, and the softball, baseball fields are secure all year long, and we're taking care of the managing. Again, that could be a couple, 2, 3, 4 years down the road. But again, these are just our long range plans to get the most bang out of our buck for our facilities. Expand and improve the bus barn so it's meeting office space for maintenance and custodial transportation and groundskeeping all in one spot. Create covered parking for our bus fleet. Cover our fuel area so that no water can seep into the tanks. and the mechanic John is thinking about an outside workspace, which would be fantastic. And then rewrap our AC ducts in our high school that are leaking. If you look right around here, you can see where when it gets really hot, that dripping starts to happen, and then some water stains in our ceilings. So we're looking at trying to get those rewrapped as well. Repair the insulation, vent issues above the new construction, like the library especially. I know it says admin office, but it's almost all over the library right now. Isn't that right, Mike? And then replace windows in the district homes. We're worried about how much energy is being lost and used on electricity. We don't want to pay the electricity company for paying that for those. Anyway, those are big time plus 12-month plus goals, but that's where we are at with our building plans, renovations, and long-term plans. That's kind of where our philosophy is right now. And so we have a critical needs list, which we'll go over in a couple months. And that'll be things like air conditioning in the elementary or the junior high gym, and obviously our police vehicles on there right now, and other things. But that's kind of our long-term plans. Questions? There's nothing to obviously vote on, just information. And if you guys would like something else to be on that you can think of, holler at me or Elizabeth and Mike, and we'll put it on our list.
Are they starting to get bids on these items?
For the gutters, we got a bid,
They did.
and then we said, let's splice, and let's fix it and see if we can do it. Oh, we will. And then which other one?
That's well, turpin, all that's
Wait on that.
excuse me, long term.
Yep.
But, that makes hair for me. Department reports. All right, Officer Dan, looks like we've heard.
Well, I don't really have too much. It's only been, what, about 6-7 work days since the last board meeting. Something that is kind of unusual. Normally, you see it before we break out for something. This time, it's when we come back off the break, there's been a pretty sharp increase of bullying and fighting issues going on. They've all been handled and taken care of, but it is a little out of normal to see that. Other than that, that's it.
Must have missed each other.
Any questions? Liam? Thank you, sir. The elementary principal or Ms. Teresa?
Just like and which you could here. So one grade. Our second grader is on sixth grade, so sixth place in storytelling. Basically what they do for that, they read them a story, small group, read them a story, and it's usually about 30-45 minutes before they get to retell the story, and so they get graded, or they get points on how much they remember and all of that. Again, I think there were 24 kids that competed in that, and
Come out over here and shake her hand first. And you right down the line. We're so proud of you.
I was extremely excited about getting to come, but then they had something happen and they knew that we're gonna be.
I'm so glad you made it.
So I wanted to- Come on, we'll see what happens. So for elementary, I mean, there's not a lot to report, there's a lot going on, but, day things, but just big things, there's not a lot to report. Just the two charts are, as always, attendance and our program count. We have actually in the month of November and December had a pretty good decline in our discipline referrals. I do think some of that is because of our behavioral academy that we put in place to help teach our children how to make better choices and things like that. In November's report, we had, up to that point, we had 27. Now we're at 19 for November, the month of November, the month of December, which is traditionally rough at elementary because it's Christmas and kids don't want to do anything at school. They want just Christmas, and then of course first 2 weeks the first week since we've been back. Other than that, we have some initiatives we're starting this semester. We have the Snowman Character Challenge, where we give kids challenges and they have to earn clues. They get to go on a scavenger hunt when they complete those character challenges. And if they obtain snowman, they're building a snowman, that's why we call it the Snowman Challenge. And if they build their snowman, they get to go to the snow party at the end of January, which we have snow blowers and about 1,200 snowballs we fill up the gym. And they get to go play in the snow and what have you. We have some class awards that we're given. We have the GOAT Award, greatest of all time. That's what GOAT stands for. Where we're giving out awards for the cleanest classrooms to help the kids and kind of help our custodians along as well. We keep getting them to clean up after each other. We have the Golden Spoon Award in cafeteria behavior. And we have actually the ladies that we have made up. They just get, each week we pick a different class to get that trophy. We pass it around. Then we have the Oil of Pride, and that's kind of our overall. We use Class Dojo as our behavioral management system where they can earn points. And so the class that earns the most points each week gets the Golden Pride trophy. It's really cool. It's kind of an old Eric that we had printed up or made up, rather, it's made out of metal, and they get passed around. They get bragging rights, So we're just doing some things like that to help build some character and help with the behavior problems that we traditionally see as we get closer to spring. Other than that, we have our next STEAM meeting, our family night. The theme is STEAM: science, technology, engineering, art, math. Everyone, yeah, okay. The book fair will be going on as well. We have the science fair as part of that. We are pending confirmation from Gator Country. They're going to come out and set up and do some demonstrations for their kids and some of that kind of thing. And then we have MAP testing and class testing, all of that coming up next week. The academic progress monitor. So there's a lot going on, but not a lot of bullet points to put in there.
And you have a vision, what's the increase in students? Haven't we had? I guess
We have, when it all evens out, we've got one more student now than we've had probably, I'd have to actually look at the numbers and add them up. We've had 5 or 6 leave and 5 or 6 new ones come in. So we're actually at one more student. We're at 281. And that was as of Tuesday.
Well, just on the 8 days, just on the third one, then we went from 190 to 221. I'm trying to figure out half the.
Because our economically disadvantaged numbers come from not only the applications and things that we get in, but what's called direct certified, which are the number of kids that qualify for food stamps, Lone Star card, and that comes from the state. They send us a printout each month of who to add to that list. And between November, December, and the beginning of January, that's how many kids we've had increase qualifying for the Lone Star card. So that really doesn't even have anything to do with us making a judgment call, oh, yeah, we do it. They've actually applied for the Lone Star program and have been accepted. Possibly, there's lots of people that unfortunately are still losing jobs out there. And so that impacts it.
It's been like 30 kids or something like those new people coming in.
Now, some of it is new people. Quite a bit of it, though, they are newly qualified because either parents lost their job or whatever. And so now they qualify for food stamps. So that increases our numbers. Anything else?
Any other questions? Thank you. Business manager, Mr. Michael Smith.
Yes.
And I'm not gonna open my gift right
So I want to update you on the SHARS, thing that you put in the board report last week to you guys. Does everybody know what I'm talking about, or can you explain that? Explain, okay. The quick version of this is that SHARS is Medicaid-related reimbursements we get from the federal government. The state of Texas, one of the ways we were doing the medical reimbursement, the federal government did an audit and said, you're doing it incorrectly. This is back in 2017. So you're no longer allowed to charge us this way to get the money. The state appealed it. It's gone through the court system. Well, at the end of October, the state lost its last appeal. And because of that, we're not able to charge for this certain type of Medicaid the way that we're doing it. What that means for us is I budgeted a certain amount of money thinking we would get that. Well, that's going to be $85,000 less than what we're going to get now. Mr. Hespen and I have gone through our budget and we found different budget lines where we're able to take that money without really impacting the classrooms of the students. And we're just going to kind of take that and put that aside in some budget lines I'm going to create to just make sure that money does not get spent, since we're going to be $85,000 short. We are appealing as the school districts. Every school district in Texas is appealing this because it's millions and millions of dollars that the schools are losing. The good news is the appeal happened from 2017 to now. They're not going to make us pay back any money from previous years. They're not asking for that. They're just saying the current year for the report that you're giving us, you're not going to get the amount of money you thought you were going to. We've come up with a plan. We've gone through some budget lines. We're moving that money aside so it doesn't get spent, just to make sure we're not over budget at the end of the year. So,
Everybody in the same boat.
well, not well, but we are very angry about it. So, we're doing an appeal as a district. It's probably going to go nowhere. I mean, the state's been fighting the federal government for years over this, but I mean, I just feel like we have a responsibility to at least fight, try to keep that money. It's not fair to take that from us when we budgeted that, I guess is the argument the school district's at. If you're going to do it next year when we haven't budgeted for that. Ms. Cook emailed me to remind me that when we get our first set of tax payments, which I think she's just going to pay on the 16th, to remind me that we had the $100,000 exemption, homestead exemption pass, which means we're going to get a lot less taxes. The state's going to supplement that. It's a balancing act that we get less taxes, we get more state money. The state's gonna fix that for us. But the problem is the way that our district gets paid, and different districts get paid different ways. If you're a really wealthy district, you get a lump sum of money at the beginning of the year from the state and a lump sum at the end. If you're a poor district, you get a little bit every year, all month long. Well, we're right in the middle. So what that means is we get payments August to November and then May to July. So December through April, we get no money from the state. We're only going to be getting tax money, which, as I just said, is less than what we've gotten in previous years. What I'm going to have to do for that is I'm going to have to pull money out of the Lone Star account and move it into our checking account in order to supplement us the next few months until we start getting state money. And when we get that state money, I'll start moving money back into Lone Star. Problem with that is we're not going to get as much of the interest off the Lone Star as we have been getting. Gary and I are looking at doing a check run once a week. We're kind of just trying to figure out exactly how that's going to look and how that's going to work. I'm going to meet with everyone, who puts in POs and has the budget they're responsible for, and kind of get this figured out. The reason for that is when we're doing check runs at different times of the week, just whenever they need checks and things like that, what we've been doing, I have to leave a pretty large amount of money in our checking account because I do not know what checks are out there and how often they're coming in. So if we go once a week and we're looking at maybe doing Wednesdays, what I can do is when she gets her checks ready to run on Tuesday, I can move the money from Lone Star into the checking account. What that allows me to do is to leave the money in Lone Star longer to collect more interest off of it. We looked at, what was it? I can't remember this number. I looked at what was in our bank account and told him we could be making, I think it was $6,500 adopted interest if this was in Lone Star and it's just sitting in our bank account, not getting hardly anything. So that's all I've got for now. All this is written out on the Roto report that we do every week for you if you want to go back and do.
How much are you guesstimating what you're pulling out on?
Don't know. It's a new territory for me this year. I need to see how much tax money we could be getting before I can determine that. And we haven't with the new tax yet until the 16th, which is 2 days from now.
No ballpark figure? I mean, we got 2,600,000 in there right now.
Right.
Just to cover.
I'm just trying to think. I mean,
Go over it, it's making heavy, just
a
go over it.
million.
Go over.
A million?
No.
Yeah, right. I'll be way overestimating until we start getting our tax money in. I just don't know.
Well, but they went up the year before, because everybody's, property value
Right.
went up, so you would think they would almost like level out, but no.
It doesn't. I mean, the good news is when the state starts paying us again, I can put that money back in the Lone Star. It just stinks because we're not getting the interest off of it. That's what bugs me about it.
So we'll just pray that it's 200,000.
Positive attitude, I like it.
Any other questions? Moving on to, the superintendent.
All right, we got, I know we have our, tax attorney, from here, and those are gonna be items 8, 9, 9A, 10, 10A. And they all basically say we want them to be our delinquent tax attorney. So I just know that going ahead. I can't explain what each one of those are, but there's a lot of words that are just, just a lot of words.
You don't want me to, you want me to speak?
You can, we go. Okay. So, I just wanted to inform you guys of our DOI. So our DOI plan is what we have to help our teachers make a plan, certified if they're not. And so we looked at this. They have 3 years to get certified. And this was coming up on 3 years for some of them. And when we went back, we thought, okay, why are they struggling to get this finished? And we looked and we're like, oh, 3 years ago, it was 2020. And there was something going on then that nobody wants to even mention the word of anymore. And then 2021, things were just starting to open back up. And last year was kind of our first year of normalcy, if you will. And so we said, okay, at our DOI plan, our DOI committee of teachers and admin and myself all met, and we said, if we start that plan over again, we start their 3-year clock from last year, because last year was basically our first year of normalcy. This would be year 2, and next year would be year 3, and that gives them a little breathing room if they're not already certified. And we're not talking about a whole bunch of people, but we're talking about people, and I think that's what's right, and that's what our committee thought too. And I'll be bringing it to you all next month. It's nothing crazy. I just wanted you to know ahead of time that we're trying to do what's right by people. That's what we're doing.
That's regulated by us, no outside.
Correct.
Yeah,
That's about it. Happy board appreciation month. We officially are.
Appreciate that.
we need to entertain a motion to purchase a district police car.
Let's see, do you want to go through 8, number 8? 8?
Did I hear you skip?
There you go.
All right,
All right.
got you again.
All right, I'm gonna defer this one to Keith.
Okay, so real quick, so the number 8, all it is you're to comply with the previous Purdue contract. you're required to send 30 days notice to them of determination. It allows them to respond to you all about whether they're going to use their 6 months wrap up, et cetera. And so, but you do have to terminate them essentially, otherwise it becomes a big question of who gets to do what. So that's all the first one is.
All right, yeah, entertain a motion to terminate the delinquent tax collection contract with Purdue Brandon Fielder and not.
Debbie made a motion.
I'll make a motion. I'll second.
All right, Debbie made a motion. I didn't hear you second. I was waiting for her to second. Kara seconded. All in favor? Any opposed?
No.
Ms. Patty?
Yes, sir.
All right, number 9.
So number 9, it's consider and take action on resolution reaffirming and adopting imposition of additional penalties for break costs and collections. It was a new addition a couple of years ago. All it says is basically it's a resolution that allows a delinquent tax firm to charge when they sue, because y'all don't actually pay us. We only get paid on the actual thing we collect. And this resolution is essentially what allows us to do so when there's a new contract signed.
All right, consider to take action on the resolution reaffirming and adopting the imposition of additional penalties to defray cost of the. Motion made by Ms. Shirley, seconded by Debbie. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ms. Patty?
Yes.
All right, number 9A.
Okay, so 9A is actually that is all that is the attachment, is the actual resolution. So there's no action on that one. That's just the actual, that's so y'all could see what y'all were actually. I just didn't,
Is there a, kind of a standard range that you, like, that everybody charges for that kind of
Yeah,
stuff?
it's basically. So it's, that actual resolution, all it is, for lack of a better word, it's lots of little mumbo jumbo about. It doesn't actually have the percentage in there.
Okay.
It's literally just the ability to do so.
Okay.
It's actually all it is.
Do you want me to go get your coffee?
Forward this to you. Anybody else want?
Do you have that? I don't see it, but if it doesn't have that.
We don't have to vote on that.
Mhm.
So we're
Only going to vote on.
where we at now? 10?
Okay, so number 10 is basically, it is a resolution essentially granting all the right to the president to sign the contract with us. The contract is essentially, at this point, it's about 2 years and it starts March 1st. Essentially, it ends December of 26. It's a 20% contract. It basically renews each year after the 26th. If we roll past that, it just renews for 1 year automatically. Honestly, though, you don't want to fire us doing that. It's a contract, but the reality is, y'all have the right to fire us. And but it's a 20% contract. So that's really the only terms. It's essentially March 1st through December 26th for 20%.
Do that vote on that.
Yes.
All right. Entertain a motion to consider and take action to approve contract for the collection of delinquent property taxes and legal representation between West Hardin County Consolidated Independent School District and the three Selka, Bragg, and Allen. Motion made by Ms. Shirley, seconded by Kara. All in favor? Any opposed?
Aye.
Aye. Hey, here. I can't see you.
All right.
I'm here.
There you are. Hey. All right, cool. You got that, Ms. Patty?
That's just, yes, just the resolution. It's just the resolution. Other than that, when we're done, we just sign the contract and, get copies of it, so we have, everybody got copies of this one. We'll provide it to the tax collector as well, so that she has a copy of it, and I have letters for you to send to Purdue and to the tax.
We get them all signed and sent.
There you go. I already signed the two contracts, and then the letters are on the front for you.
Yes.
I got to play off.
Oh, well, there you go. Thank you. I've done that again.
Oh, me also got to really excited.
Got it. We'll take care of it, sir.
Thank you.
All right. Next one is, District 3 car purchase.
Okay, so we have different options. I know I emailed y'all the copies of all of the used police vehicles. In looking at it, it looks like some of the best options are between 25 and 30,000, and that's before we have to put police equipment onto it. And I know that some of them come with some of the police equipment, but a lot of it's been torn out, ripped out, or I'm sorry, a lot of it's been removed out of it. So this is that same document that I sent you guys on our board report. I think the main difference here is we could spend 25 to 30,000 on a used vehicle and then outfit it, or we could spend 41, somewhere between 35 to 41,000 on a new vehicle. And so, I told you guys my recommendation is a new one. However, it is up for discussion and whatever you all decide.
So when they say unknown hours, that's just the unknown idle hours, is that what?
Yes, ma'am, they didn't have this.
So when the packet didn't have an amount,
You know what?
to vote
It was more than what we needed.
Yeah,
What was it again?
75,000.
Yeah, it was more than what we needed. But like Mike said, it's better to go over just to be safe and not need it.
Is that how we do it?
All right, so it's later in there. It's item number 14. And so we budgeted 75 to be safe. But the vehicle's 41 and outfit is 17. And then we'll just taxes.
Any discussion?
So what, I was thinking that taxes were included in those prices. I don't have the numbers in front of me.
You know,
Like what the
I
total,
wanna say that it was not.
it was, oh, I'm sorry.
amount,
You're probably right.
it's been a month or whatever since the last meeting.
If it's been in the packet, saying $75,000, and you're saying that they're not, this exactly, we're not worried about approving 75,000 for the vehicle, is that what you're saying, that is what it's also asking?
I think it would be under that, but we just didn't want to say, yes, we purchased a vehicle for this exact amount, and then, oops, we needed this on it, type of thing. I don't foresee that, but at the same time, I'd like to plan for unforeseen events. In December, they did have, a vehicle that was ready to go. I called him twice today, and I know he's busy. I couldn't get a hold of him to see if that vehicle is still available. There are the Interceptor, which are the Explorers. The Interceptors, what other one was, okay, was gonna be just a couple months ago.
So I know the Tahoe's, it said out till 2025.
Yeah.
The pickup trucks, the Silverados, it's just hit and miss. The one that they had in December was, I believe, the department was purchasing it, and then they decided to go with something else, so they were getting the vehicle back. I think the Ford Interceptor, SUVs were about 8 months out. They didn't say anything on their Ford trucks, so I don't know that they even have those. The Dodges were the ones that were, a couple of months out.
I think from what he said, he did not recommend the Dodge Durango. Sorry, but that's what he said. Be a Dodge person, I apologize. You're looking at that used vehicle price. Chevy Silverado, that's a 2020 model on here, with 56,000 miles and unknown meters is 38,000. And this one is 41 brand new. And they just hold their value. They do. And then, like we talked about, I think you can use them as maintenance trucks down the road. If they're brought up a great point. Down the road.
None of us gonna be sitting in chairs.
20 years from now, I'll be dead or retired or something, I'm sure. 20 years? Yeah, 60 is pretty old, you know?
I'm just saying, we probably won't be here to make a decision with that vehicle, so we can't really say what's gonna happen with it in 20 years.
You know, I want to make, I think about looking at the used vehicle prices. I just don't think they're much different than a new one. I feel like they're so comparable, but they come with unknown wear and tear, which kind of worries me. But at the same time, you know, you look down at the bottom of that list at the dirt cheap ones, and there's a Ford Interceptor that's got 83,000 miles total, and that's 20. And then you add all the equipment we need, that's $80,000 80,000 miles of unknown miles, but it is significantly less.
These are the other things, gonna have to have wheel bearings and brake pads and rotors and everything.
I know it's a tough decision, and I completely respect that. So, you guys let me know what you want me to do, and I will do it.
So at this point, we tabled this once, so we need to, excuse me, please get off the top.
Yes, sir.
Right, I'm just gonna, I guess you would say. I love bands. I want these babies safe.
Yeah.
Without a shadow of a doubt, I want these babies safe. But in my conscience and how I feel and how I feel the community's gonna feel is we have spent $500,000 for a fence around this place. 300,000 is the only ones we have put, but 500,000 on fence around here. I don't think that we should worry about making these babies safe inside here. Yes, to need the vehicle. I mean, we did go ahead and vote to have, make turn this into, you know, a police force and all this. But, $35,000 take care of a lot of stuff inside the fence. And I don't see no high speed chases. I really don't. It's have no high speed chases. But yes, we need something, but I'm not worried about the image of West Hardin having a new police car when I'm more worried about the image of West Hardin for these babies and how awesome they've done on UIL and stuff like that. That is where, and I feel like we've got this fence around here when so many other schools doesn't have it, and they're supposed to have it. I know they're supposed to, but I don't know, that's not the, that's how I feel. But I mean, like I said, three of y'all can vote this in and, you know, I'll be happy as a lark if that's what y'all want. But yes, we need something, but $75,000 would be a lot of.
And we have to determine what that something is.
So I'm just saying.
Okay, so these, like this 2018 Ford Taurus or whatever, they don't have any equipment at all, correct? If they don't say used equipment on there.
So if it has any equipment on it, it's gonna be in parentheses.
Mhm.
And the chart with all the vehicles on the price ranges, it wasn't necessarily a chart to say, here, pick from these vehicles. What I did is I went through three places that sell them. You know, it's not like Beaumont where you can go and there's 20 different dealerships to pick from. A used police vehicle dealership, a true dealership is few and far between those. There's a lot of laws that come into place when you're talking about selling a patrol car. So I went through Chicago Motors. They're probably the biggest one in the nation. Chiefs Auto Group, that's a local one here in Texas. And the Highway Patrol or Surface. But did the chart like this just mainly so you can see, you know, between 30 and 39,000. You know, this is kind of what to expect on your mileage and year and what you're getting for that price, and the same thing for all the other ones.
Mm-hmm. What do we pay for the police car that we have now? I know it hasn't been that long ago that we got
The car itself was 6, it was 10 for everything.
it. Total? No. 10 for
10,
everything.
yeah,
Oh, like total with the car drive out 10, and it lasted how long?
2 years. No, 3 years.
How long have you been here?
I've been here coming up on 2, and remembers, I believe when y'all initially got the car, that chief wasn't, my understanding, it stayed parked up on school. So I'm sure if he'd have drove it on the day, usually this might even happen before I got it.
Mm-hmm.
I use it.
What are you driving right now?
Right now, Ross Jordan, being my savior right now, has provided me with his Tahoe to use because I was using my Crown Vic, and unfortunately, on Christmas Day, my alternator went out. So I'm waiting till somebody might go over there send out the check so I can get me another alternator.
Yeah. No, it's a tough decision, guys. Respect that.
I mean, I'm going to not changing anything. If it's not $20,000 to put all the equipment on it,
What are you looking
like there's one that, at 12,000, it has equipment. And if it was, I mean, the only thing is unknown hours, which, I mean, even though we're not looking at the exact model. And then further down the tours with 52,000 miles and 41,000 miles of two different ones. For under 20,000, but it just depends on how much the offer. Well, it took $4,000 for the other one, right?
Well, we keep all used parts and stuff. I don't know where that was from, to be honest with you.
I think the other one come with most of the.
It had a lot on it. He had to get I think it was just the radio he had to get, and everything else was on. I don't know, but we got it, and it broke down the first week we got it. Yeah. It really did. And we had to fix it, and then get all new tires on it, and that's it.
41 for the actual vehicle, 17 out.
It's 60. On this one, right, before. That's you did. Every time I get home,
No, we're talking about the Solana.
it's more. It's closer to 70.
I think it's so hard. But our equipment was really big. 40s are going to be the longest.
This is good. What you guys can.
What's your thought?
All right, we need to, I think 75,000 is a little high, but I don't want to buy a $10,000 car. I don't want to buy a $15,000 car. You just kind of end up putting money into it. I've got an old truck, I can sell that to you, spend some money. That's what I'm looking for, what we did in the past. No, we don't know how it's been treated. I know about it, I thought myself. That's just my thought.
It's just so you guys have all the information. So we have kids that we ride home and does that. He does do that. He does do well checks. If we have a concern about a student who may or may not have something at home that they shouldn't have, or maybe in a harmful situation, he'll go to those homes. He'll make his trip out there. He does obviously traffic control in the morning, and he goes to traffic control in the afternoon. And if he's at our games, he leads the procession to no, he doesn't lead. He goes to every one of our football games out of town. When his car did work, he was at our volleyball game just to be sure. I know he goes everywhere. So we definitely, and if it's not that doing, we definitely want a quality work. And if you get up, if you look at those quality vehicles, as soon as you get up into the 20s, my mind just keeps going to a little bit more, and you can have a brand new one where you don't have to feel like you're working. So I don't know, and I know that's what you guys want too.
Is there an option, and I don't know how it normally works, so, does maybe, can the vehicle stay here? And it be where we're only using it for school and it's not, sorry. I was thinking of the ag truck right now, it's driving me nuts because we bought it to be brand new, we spent a lot of money and it's got so many miles as a daily driver right now. And if we're making the investment and whatever, is that an option for it to be parked here and used while it's school hours and after school hours to go to those places and then it's parked here again, or is that not a police station thing? I don't know. Do they always take people? I don't know how that works.
I don't know the answer to that.
It's case by case everywhere, with the exception of Oregon, because it's 50 miles away.
Mhm.
They're provided a take-home vehicle. I mean, I'm only 2 miles from the house.
Right, yeah.
The vehicle is only used for work purposes. It's not like I'm getting in it and going to do it. But no, it's whatever y'all.
Well, it just made me think, like you said, it's parked out front with Officer Lemon, so I was like, well, is that a thing? Like, are we, I don't know. And I'm not just thinking him, I'm thinking long term, like if you move on and do something better and we have somebody else here, what if they live 30 miles? Like, are we, that's what I'm thinking, I don't always think right here, right now, but what are we gonna do with it? And how many miles would we be putting on it and all of that? I guess, thinking that. I feel like if we approve something, I don't know that I want to do the 75. I would rather go lower and we find it in the budget somewhere else and trim back somewhere else if we feel like we have to go above what's quoted. That's just my own thought. Like, I don't want to give an extra 15 because I feel like most people, you can find a way to spend the extra. Usually, it's a little bit easier if you have it to spend it, but if it wasn't there, we might be able to trim that.
What's a good number?
Like, can they approve up to a certain amount and then we work within that budget?
You mean to like take the difference from the budget?
No, I
To
mean,
find something for the amount of money that we approve
so at the
as
meeting,
close to it as you can.
will you have time to go do a different document? Like if we say, we don't want 75, but we want 50, 40, then Can we do that?
Didn't you say that you
It
vote?
takes me 2 minutes to go change the document, print it, and bring it back for you to sign. That's what we did last week with the, parks, whatever.
Oh, that's right.
I ran and did it and brought it right back. It takes 2 minutes.
So you guys decide how
Whatever amount.
much you want to use, and then I can keep you guys in the loop on everything we find, and then we go forward.
Is there, money left in the safety budget at all? Or I know we did all that stuff with the buses and all that. But is that pretty well
So
spent?
I'm working on Safe Grant 2 now. And I just sat through a Zoom, and sorry, Luana, you were in a different Zoom. I was gonna get you in a minute. You don't know this yet. So Safe Grant 2 says whenever our district is 100% in compliance, then we can use the excess safety grant funds to purchase things like a police vehicle. And so I didn't want to throw it out there because I don't know, I didn't want to make any promises, but the ultimate goal would be to pay ourselves back for the things and pay ourselves back for any and all safety things we can. That would be the ultimate goal, but I can't promise that. That's the ultimate goal.
One, but it just seemed like, don't they keep like changing the game plan on, let's be 100% compliant. They keep changing the.
I believe that's not just safety, though.
That's education.
That's the only constant education is change. The only constant. I mean, this is the only business where we would say, you have to hit this mark, and then they come back a year later and say, actually, we're gonna change the mark past after the tests are done. And that's your accountability rating system, and that's why there's all kinds of uproar with that. But again, that's the goal. The goal is to supplant these funds with our safety grants. We got the safety grant Safe 1. We have to make our district in 100% compliance, which I think we're close. And then Safe Grant 2 we'll apply for, and when we get it, my goal is to supplant these funds back. But again, I can't promise it, but that's the goal. So hopefully, this will be a new point.
So the second grant would be to, if we got to 100% compliant, would be to pay us back for our portion that we had to pay for the grant,
Yes.
and pay us back for the police car,
As much as
as
possible.
much as we can.
Yes. That's what I've
And
been.
then give us a rate, okay, we wouldn't know. I think they would say give us a limit on how much.
Well, our Safe Grant 1 was $266,000 that we got. Now that has to go to, now we haven't got the grant officially. We got it, we've been awarded, but we haven't been given the money.
We're waiting on the NOGA, and then
No bid.
that'll help me set it up with the budget.
Grant approved. That's what the notice is. Notice of grant approval, which means they're actually giving us the money. We've got it, but we haven't got it. Kind of like a certified IOU. So we have to make the district 100% compliant. And so I asked, our Region 5 safety guy to come out. And then I asked, Mr. Thompson from TEA to put us on a compliance, like basically we're volunteering our campus to say, hey, are we good? It's like basically them coming out and checking it. It's not somebody from Region 5, it's the actual safety folks from TEA. I just talked to them yesterday. And we offered to have our campus be looked at. And then once I get something in writing saying that we're good, then I'll feel comfortable spending money on paying ourselves back for the fence, which that's first and foremost to me because that's a loan. And that that's a debt that incurs interest. I hate owing people money. I hate it. So that would be number one for me. Anyway, you guys have some ideas.
So have they told us how much we're gonna get back if we are 100% compliant? You said, was it 200?
Safe 1 grant was $266.
Okay.
We don't know the amount for Safe 2, but our application will go in as soon as it opens.
Can we finance this one? They have own people money?
The Dave Ramsey follower in me is
I am
You
too,
may have- we paid the
I
interest
am
on it, though.
too, but if it was like 1% interest and we're earning more than that in our savings account,
Well, right now, the interest rates are so high.
So we have
I
how
don't know
much?
what horse rates are.
I don't know what they are either.
We have two for 300,000 that we pay. And that's it.
We paid two, I think, and then we financed 3 for that fence.
Yeah, because that, grant was $200,000.
And it's
So
now
3
down,
is what we owe.
Yeah, that's all.
and it's now down to 288, I believe.
So if we get that grant, that's not fair.
We're hoping. And Mike and I talked about it. Our goal is to pay off all of it, everything we have. We're trying to pay it off quick. When Dan's covered.
I was thinking if we're making more money with it sitting there, then it would cost us interest pretty fast. And then the car only costs us a couple thousand a year versus 59,000 up front.
So you saying approve this amount, put it in an account, finance the car and pay the payments out of that account?
I mean, I think leave it in that interest earning account.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it would hurt less instead of
Well,
like,
it definitely would.
boom, like there it is. If it's a low interest rate, obviously if it's not, then it would make
Is
sense.
that feasible?
I don't know if that's even an option for districts to do.
I mean, it does, but it'll either increase our budget next year by that amount, whatever that amount is, or take that from somewhere else within the budget.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm thinking also, if we're about to be short 85, then we go spend this, then what happens whenever, like, we got 2 big chunks going all at once.
How much exactly do we have in the unreserved fund balance? Or, we've got it here, but tell me which line item.
The unreserved fund balance is not on that sheet. No, ma'am. That's just what's in our Lone Star and our bank accounts. I just go for our audit report.
Well, I'm just saying, because we got something else coming up for a little bit more speed than that, so I'm just wondering, it's from the same account.
And we have, we've got, so we're gonna talk about the bus in a minute. I'll give you all our status of our fleet. Actually, Mike, our status of our fleet. We have 1 bus.
One backup bus.
Whoa. Let's not go there. Let's not pass this up. I mean, I'm tired of that gumming. Somebody, we need to come up with a number right now. And we don't need to table it again. 60,000, 65,000? Live with that? I mean, somebody's gonna have to say yay or nay, because there's only 4 of us, and I'm gonna make a motion. So
I
somebody's
mean, I
gonna have to.
would say the highest one is 59,953, if I'm reading that, is that right?
The interceptor.
Yeah. The truck is, yeah. But their base price on the truck is cheaper. Yeah, that's a difference too.
Could be more
But
equipment.
yeah,
Yeah, and we don't need whatever the top of the line Silverado or nothing like that. I mean, you get a base model truck with electric windows and air conditioning and heating. And we all leather seats and all that fancy stuff.
They don't even offer, packages like that.
They just have one.
So on the police model, pretty much what it is, on all the different models, it's gonna be your work truck, work car, model.
LT or whatever.
That's usually what they're based off of. When it says base price, that's usually just referring to the different.
So what can y'all live with? You don't push on me, so I don't even look at it.
I mean, I don't want to spend that kind of money, but I don't want them on,
Well, I don't need
no cars and.
I don't want to ride yours either. We find this fiction, but it's so expensive and you're such a poor district.
Carl, what are you thinking?
So I'm going to be honest. I'm kind of with Tony. I think we need to do something. If we're going to have a police force, we voted to have a police force. We've got Dan on the payroll. We've got to support the initiatives that we've already started, or we need to figure out how to do away with it. One or the other. I'm thinking that I don't want to buy a used vehicle that somebody else's problems. I'm way more inclined to spend the money now than to have to spend it later on trying to fix something that was already junk to begin with. Is that what y'all still talking about?
Yep.
No, we're
All
talking about.
Is there anybody else in there
So-
that has input?
No, Rusty couldn't make it.
Can someone else tell us what to do?
Yeah, you got anybody in the truck with you or in your, I see a signal, man, it must be in your hotel.
Oh, Lord.
Anyway,
I think like 60 max for me is like still hurting my feelings. I don't think I can go more than that.
hey,
I mean, if we get a brand new one for 41,
I want to piggyback.
have you heard the, conversation?
Yeah, I've been here the whole time. I want to piggyback with Carl and say that a new vehicle would be the better option in my point of view, just because it's gonna have all new equipment, all new police equipment. We don't have to worry about wiring issues. I don't want to go and buy a civilian vehicle because it's not wired properly for all the additional electronics. We just need to bite the bullet, buy that Silverado, and move on.
Amen. Preacher. Okay, girls.
Been right on Sharpie, when it's out of use, it goes to maintenance. across the patch.
What can y'all do?
house for everybody when we go to the dollar store, because they're gonna hang us for spending this money.
Don't go to the dollar store. Hey, Go to the Walmart Liberty.
I want to have a good vehicle. Vehicles are just expensive today.
They are. If either of us are going to go buy a new vehicle,
Not gonna happen.
well, I'm not either.
I'll buy a double one for us coming on.
My truck has 362,000 miles. But I work on it all the time too.
I say 60 is my max. I don't know, and that's really, really, really generous.
Would 60
But that
put
good.
us in that Silverado?
Mm-hmm.
Not the truck. Now,
If we
I
got-
don't have a preference for anything.
I know, he's actually asked for cheaper ones.
I was about to say, you can have roll-up windows, all I want is the, we can, the 75 is specifically for the silver. 60, yeah, I could see us being able to get a new vehicle with equipment. 60, but it, it's probably not gonna be a Silverado that can be repurposed. You can't even get a Tahoe right now anyway. It'll be one of the other ones, but it can be done.
Do you know of any vehicles that are in stock anywhere, like on the ground, new, ready to go?
Just the Silverado is still to be,
If it's still
there.
There are other dealerships that have them, but when I was doing, bids and getting everything back from everybody, I could probably get a truck or a Tahoe from somewhere else, but they're just so much more expensive.
You want me to go price match?
Silsby has the business of,
Silsby has that, huge fleet dealership.
Austin Police Department, San Antonio Police Department.
Silsby's the biggest, might be the biggest in the nation. I know it's the biggest in the state. They do all the DPS, text drive, everything.
Okay.
They're also the cheapest.
So we buy the Silverado. Is it way more gas we're gonna be paying for versus a smaller SUV over time? Like, is that $10,000 difference up front plus the extra fuel over all that time gonna make up the difference, like, in the value that we're thinking we're getting by getting the truck?
So I asked that to that guy at Silsby, and he said, probably, but here's the piece you get from it. It holds its value, and you can use it in your district after you take it out of the police force, and you can use it for maintenance for another 10 or 15 years.
But realistically, holds its value doesn't matter to me because we're not selling this thing. And if we do, we're gonna sell it for an auction of $2 to somebody local or what, like the mobile home we sold for. I'm not thinking of selling this thing. It's not gonna
And I think that he meant it holds its
Right.
value if we
use it.
get in an accident and we total it, we would get that value back. That's what he's saying.
That is true. I'm not gonna pay. I don't think we should pay 10,000 extra for that. In my opinion, that's just my opinion. I'm not one person, but That's fair enough. Like if we're trying to cut back, I feel like 10,000 extra dollars.
Or
Or 15.
Cars, the new cars,
They don't do
We
any,
don't have it.
don't have, talking about like the Crown Vics.
or any kind of car, they don't have any kind of car. with-
Just a Charger.
And the Charger isn't holding up a lot of them are going. On our country roads.
Viper or something. Use Viper.
He said that the Dodge Durangos were kind of the,
What it was, is the Charger and the Durango, they hold up, I mean, they're new vehicles. It's just, you see your maintenance sooner than the other vehicles, and the maintenance cost itself is a lot higher. But that being said, still, when you're looking at the prices and everything, 5,000 more for a brand new Dodge versus a 2021 Silverado with 161,000 miles, that's $37,000. Still gonna be right.
I think new with the.
Yeah, I'm okay with Dodge if we're just mostly highway miles anyway.
And, I mean, you have a warranty on it too, and if you're driving 2 miles up the road and back, you're probably gonna stay within that, what is it, usually 5 years?
I think all.
50,000, or some of them
5 years.
have 100,000 miles now, a lot of them do.
do you remember how far out the Durangos were?
I think both the Dodges are, I think it's about 4 months.
And how much would those need to read that?
I don't have the Charger on there.
No, I don't even.
It was not any cheaper, I don't think, than the, was it cheaper than that?
Interceptor, it's close to the Interceptor's price.
Cheaper than the Silverado.
Yes, and I think
Yeah,
it
how
was,
much? Is it even?
it's 58, no?
What's read out, or that's what the.
Rigged out, it's, hold on. 58 and $19.94, and the Ford Interceptor is
You like Mustang?
Oh,
it's
if
59.
we won't get down to it, 98 Monte Carlo with a number 3 on it.
I got a 92 Rolex 5.0.
The
There's
Durangos,
at least 2 options cheaper
Oh,
than
you
that,
want-
and maybe a third if it's
Same
another.
line.
58 or 59 is what not Explorer, Interceptor, and the Durango is, and then the truck is 68.
And that's drawn out, pretty much, read
Yeah,
out, all of it.
Yeah, it says the decals and everything.
What is it?
Just like-
I mean, that's still a good-
70,000.
So 60,000 for the Interceptor for,
What is an Interceptor?
that's the
It's the
Explorer.
SUV.
It's the police Explorer, the Interceptor. 60 for the Interceptor, is that right, 58?
Is that the one that had the issue?
59,
with the fumes or
The new
something?
the old used one.
It has its own set of issues. We got rid of those, we can have it.
The only thing with the Interceptors, they are somewhat available. I mean, it's not like a Tahoe or a Euro, but they are few and far between.
58, 8, right? I need all these like in a line.
I
I'm like
I
looking
get
back
up
and
on looking
forth
at
and.
that list because it's.
So they don't know how long they take to get it.
So the Interceptor and the Dodge Durango are 60, and the Silverado is 68.
I got it on back here.
It's all good. I've attached it to this so many times.
These are gonna be without
And
equipment.
you're gonna get us all this tax money and.
Pickup truck without equipment's about 52. The Ford Interceptor, about 46. Dodge is the Charger's about 39. The Durango's about 42. The equipment average from what Silsby's quoting is 2015, 17. I'm waiting on a couple of it's easiest if it gets outfitted there, but we don't have to go through them. There are other outfitting places that, they may offer a better price. And the only thing I was running into is for certain equipment that they can't get, that we have to purchase. Purchasing equipment from 4 or 5 different places.
So 60,000, yeah, that's gonna be 60,000 for either one of the SUVs and 68,000 for the truck. Again, just so you guys have all the information, I promise I don't care whichever way you go. Other police departments from school districts have said they suggested the trucks, so we would use it in maintenance in the future, but I can't promise that that'll happen, because like I said, I'll be there.
Let's just
Love you,
do.
Tom.
Papa Joe, do you know of the big companies that have to do the equipment and stuff, the lights and all that?
Yeah, it was good.
That's
You know?
well, that's radios, everything, but,
I understand that.
yeah, and that's why I'm asking you, because I know you know.
That number is way up. I mean, that's something over a dollar, this is the all time station, 17,000 added on equipment. It's true.
Yeah, and I'm kind of on the same page. I think we can get the necessary.
The price of the vehicle is where it is, and that's what they did today.
Yeah.
I just don't understand the same 3,000 extra.
When we rigged the other one out before.
But I just think, I know it needs a radio and light,
This is-
but I,
Hey, I'm about to go on eBay and.
since you form a police department, does it have to have a cage in it? Is that part of your 17,000? No, actually, all,
And I feel like
we're not
that's
even
important.
getting paid. So if you're not a cage, then you're talking lights on the radio, what else do you need? It's lights, computer docking station, radar, the center console. So you do run radar, you run speed control. Yes, yes.
That's what it probably is.
Gun log, that's just the thing that's been in my mind since I started work 17,000. I have the breakdown on all the stuff on
But
6,000.
It does have a lot of equipment in it, but I don't have a clue what that's about.
I just didn't.
Papa Joe's over the fire department, so they have emergency vehicles and all that stuff in it.
That's just what we.
Thank you for all you do.
So,
60 is my number, Hannah, where y'all figure out.
so we did 65, did I hear you say 65?
No, no, you say
I would say this, you know, we're looking at a good size, you know, you talking into police and fire. In this truck, it's very close, you want to make, you know, exact price of the thing. So,
So, can we get what we need for 60,000?
I think it's all good.
All right.
And if you can't, then y'all bring it back to us and say, but that's where we're at with it.
It's just hurting my heart.
Try, yeah.
All right, here we go. I entertain a motion to purchase a district police vehicle for the cost of not to exceed $60,000.
I'll make a motion.
I can make a motion. I'll make a motion.
And I'll second it.
Perfect.
We love you, Carl.
All right. Motion made by Tony, seconded by Debbie. All in favor? Aye.
All right.
Y'all just gonna go pick my stuff up from the dollar store.
Any opposed? All right, you got that, Ms. Patty? You got this?
Yeah,
One
just
opposed?
one opposed.
Thank y'all very much.
We appreciate it. No, thank you. And I totally respect the difficulty of it. And we love you guys.
Appreciate you.
Wait, our child is going to come for you. Thank you for coming.
next would be. As if that wasn't hard enough. That was, 2 minibuses.
This is, again, this is just, I don't know where y'all are at on this. We'll wait for you.
I'm good with tabling this one, just
Oh, yeah, I'm fine with that too. Again, it's more of, I don't know if you guys want to move on because the time we're framed so far out, but I also want you to have all the information. And so, I didn't feel like I could put it on here as informative if somebody was like, well, why didn't we just make a motion now? It sounds good. I just wanted y'all to have all the information. So when she gets back, I'll fill you in on what we got.
And that stuff, that was on that email and
Yes,
recently.
yes, that was on our, last board update. Just a minute, please, be filling out. So we'll go there and if we really need the truck, I'll show them.
Yeah. Someone will put their name on the back of it real big,
Right. Yeah, sponsor.
sponsored by whatever.
And I'll leave one of the zeros off.
All in favor?
All right, so I wanted you to have all the information on this, on the buses. So you asked me last week, or last month, it wasn't, it was like last week. You asked me last month to find out about the vans. The vans, after talking to our insurance, they said that they're really top heavy. And so a lot of the insurance companies do not insure them. Let me give you an update on our fleet. Mike, correct me if I'm wrong. We have one bus that is in reserve right now.
Their
One
backup
bus, that's our backup bus right now.
But the backup bus is also ready to go to Brayboro bus, so we can start pulling parts off of it.
It's on its last leg, but it's still on that last leg.
Right.
We're getting a new bus from the co-op, a new sped bus, free to us. Well, it's kind of free. We entered the co-op, meeting this year, and we said our sped buses that we're using are still in pretty good shape. So, the other 2 districts that are in that co-op with us, their sped buses were not. So we, as a co-op, managers, bought 2 new buses for them this year, and next year we get a new one. So that'll give us a little bit of breathing room.
But can we use that for other purposes?
Yes, because it wasn't purchased as money, it was purchased as general fund money when we did our last.
No, those you cannot.
Oh, I thought
They
you
would
were
be
the ones
sped
we're using
only.
now.
The ones we got now, we bought with loans, so they can be.
Yes.
How we-
Is that what you were saying? Or you
So
saying?
the ones from the co-op,
The
the new one.
I'm sorry. No,
sped only.
Only sped, but we have 2 in great condition right now for sped that we can use for general purposes. So that's giving us a little breathing room. And it doesn't seat 77 kids, but it seats 18. So we have one bus that is that is on its last leg. We've got one bus that'll be coming in next year that we can only use for sped, which we can use as a rotation for the 3 18-passenger buses. So we have these mini buses here. Again, these are 8 months out. That's how long it usually takes to get these buses. So, do we need them tomorrow? No, but I know that we're still in line with the electric buses. We're still in line to get that grant as soon as they open it. And that grant number will be awesome once we get it. If we can. So we have some transportation needs and we're trying to fill those with grants as much as possible. I know next year that in February, we should have our realignment. And I know next year looks good as far as how many miles we won't have to travel, as far as football goes. But I think about next fall, and I think about how many buses go out with football and band, cheer, and volleyball starts all over again. And so I just I don't want to get to the point where I'm like, oh gosh, I wish we would. And so with that in mind, I'll keep y'all updated. Again, I want you to have all the information so we can table it like you said, it's time.
Well, I'm thinking if we approve it, but it's not ready for 8 months, we're not spending that money until it's ready in 8 months, right? We don't have to pay anything right away.
They didn't say about putting anything down or anything, no.
So,
I mean, I wouldn't anyhow. I'm
and in
saying
8
that
months,
we get it.
we would get all the state funding or whatever. Would you say federal
I
funding?
don't know.
Theoretically.
Oh, we're talking about
That would all even out,
Yes.
so like the
Yes.
85,000
Yes,
that were,
theoretically.
that, yeah, all that would be gone, we would be.
And these you didn't say you do not have to be CDL,
Oh, thank
but
you.
they're bigger than Suburban, which is what the issue is. We're having to take two Suburbans.
Well, that's what I was thinking, if you rotate that one out, once the said one replaces it, rotate that to activity bus and get one of these, then you got your two
You can,
for the, like, I mean,
you absolutely can.
When are we getting the new special ed bus possibly?
Next school year.
Next school year.
Okay, well, when that happens, then I don't have a handicapped student. So we add 2 seats to that bus, would hold 4 more kids.
so we can't use it for anything
No,
else.
for my bus, I'm on a special ed bus,
Oh,
and so if
I
they
got
needed
you.
to drive it, then we could just start having those 2 seats that we have. Because we don't
Oh,
use
we do
the.
have this?
Are there amounts in the floor for that already?
Okay,
And is that one, are those?
me and Miss Kathy both have one.
And the CDO required to vote for?
Yes, yes. They're still required for that bus.
Which most of our coaches have them now, huh, CDO?
Ton of them do. Coach Koch, Coach,
Maybe Chloe.
Chloe, yes, there's one or two more.
And Keith, I think that's it.
Oh,
We've got them.
But total,
so, yeah, I think-
I wouldn't want an option, that's not an option. Oh, you see a lot.
We could, I think,
I'm telling you what the rationale for the.
when we started this process, and put this together, I think we didn't have the information about the bus curriculum. But one is absolutely an option. But again, I want y'all to, discuss as much as you need to, we can do whatever. It's not something, like I said, it's not something where, like Dan's situation, where I feel like we need ASAP. This is something we can think about, pray about.
I think I'm okay with it because it's not right now and it is, kids will actually be on it pretty often. I don't that so much, but I don't need to right now. I think I'll be.
Better than like, two.
So if we order this and then we decide we don't want it, if you don't pay anything, can you just like, if that school return that other, can we just say, never mind, we're just getting it on the bus, or you have to?
I don't know. I don't know if there's contracts involved in that.
I'm sure there's something.
But I know that we have an option. We have the yellow one that we can use for routes if there's something we need, that we can drive slower and, we can't wrap it anyway. Or we can have the white one where we can wrap it and you can use it on the front too. So that's your next decision, if you guys want to take that one.
The price.
I think the yellow one is 2,001, 5,000.
More?
So you drive slower
Because it's
but
for
all
routes.
the equipment for school buses on.
Last week, I had to drive a Suburban because somebody had to take, I think it was basketball, had to take mine. So I had 7 kids in a Suburban, so we were packed in there like sardines, but we had no other option.
You cannot use the white ones
Or
on routes.
around. That's crazy.
But you can in Suburban, yeah.
And an expedition.
But we're not traveling often. We're not traveling where we gotta drive 3 hours and we get 80 so we can get home on Tuesday night before 1 a.m. We're going, even if it's in our old district, we're going 2 hours. We're talking about 20 minutes difference. So yellow, we can at least use for routes. However, what's the speed limit on? 65?
It'll
And yellow?
probably go 70, but 65 is
With Patty, probably get up to 75.
I was about to say, I'm pretty sure some of them are going to 75.
Whoever has that one bus route, goes from Barney Castle. No, yeah, two Barney Castles there, they really was. Oh, gray, and put out a little black smoke.
Oh, man. I don't know, I kind of like the idea of having an activity like the, like West Hardin, but then that really isn't smart.
If we do one and we get whichever side y'all decide, and like we can maybe get another one later and get it with a different color.
Why you say y'all?
Saying nothing. No, I ain't saying nothing. I'm just saying I could do one there and I could do two.
Yeah, I think it would be like
Once we
doable.
got one, and then we'll get that grant back, so pay it back to the police.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Then we can do that.
Think about it a second.
Doing what?
How much is like a regular bus? Are they two something two?
Did not price it. And I wasn't in this office when they bought the last one.
Yeah, okay.
The last one was
They don't have to get up at 3.
110.
That was special ed.
Oh,
Was that a regular?
Isn't it so, it's so, well, the regular 77 passengers,
I paid about 110
How long
with the
ago?
special need.
2018?
The special need one was about as expensive because you had to put the ramps and all of that stuff.
and these each are,
Oh, they're a lot cheaper.
no,
Oh,
they're like the same
That
price,
was the same price, yeah.
but you don't have to have a CDL
No,
to drive.
CDL.
That's the difference.
well, yes.
So how much more is the insurance on those little vans? Like they just said it was too. Okay, so
They said it was so expensive that some insurance companies won't even insure.
So they won't insure them because they're top heavy and they flip.
that's crazy because people rent those out. Like, you think that?
I don't want to figure that.
No, I don't either. But they're in an expedition.
All right, so
Suburban.
y'all can go with one.
I think one's doable in 8 months. Like I feel like
You gotta agree to it, I'm getting a Debbie.
I know I'm gonna have to do it for sure.
So Shirley done said she would.
Yeah,
We're just waiting on you.
Thank you, Nick. Oh, go ahead. I already did it. Hey, my name's on the police for you.
But we can get more bids, right? We don't have to go with.
Correct. I have 2 bids right now. I need a third. And then, I'll keep y'all updated on all that. We're gonna promise something in the next year.
All right, so can we entertain a motion to purchase one new school bus as presented?
No, committee, right?
Right, the activity bus.
Up to-
Minibus. What was it on here?
200,
Up to 30.
Up to 120.
yeah, up to 120,000.
Make a motion.
Minibus.
Second, motion made by Ms. Shirley, seconded by Farrell, all in favor? Any opposed? Thank you very much.
Sure, be fair.
All right. We need to, entertain a motion to approve adding Mr. Donald Heston, Lone Star, removing James Armstrong. Mr. Michael,
Yes. Can we please
do that?
do that? And I'll have to get signatures from the board president and secretary. If that is approved.
I'll second.
Motion made by Debbie, seconded by Farrell, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All right. You good, Ms. Patty?
Yes, sir.
Budget amendment for the police district police car?
Yes, do not look at what's on here. So if, when this is approved, I will go and change it. It'll be for $60,000 and bring it right back to you.
Budget amendment for buses.
Well, we did other things. We got to do the police car.
We have to, make a motion before we change.
Oh.
You want me to go change it right now? No, mine.
Okay. Entertain a motion to approve the budget amendment as presented.
At 60.
At 60. I
At
got it.
60,000.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Motion made by Deputy, Deputy,
Deputy.
Deputy Deputy. Who's that? Yeah, there you go. Deputy, second by Farrell, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? I love you, Carl.
Was there any opposition?
No. All right, now. Budget amendment, huh?
What was that? That was the police car, that was
Police car.
The budget.
Up to 60.
okay, so I already know the other one, so. That
This
should
is
get
to
all.
move the fund.
Go ahead.
I mean,
Who tricked you?
Yeah, you can take that.
Oh. Buddy, see, I bet you pay attention now.
I don't know. I mean, I look back at the other ones when I was wrong.
All right, so where are we at, number 15?
Yes, sir.
All right, the, entertain a motion to approve the budget amendment as per, no,
No,
For
for
$120,000.
for the, buses.
I'll make a motion.
Motion made by Farah, seconded by Ms. Shirley, all in favor? Any
Aye.
opposed? Part that I've been looking forward to, executive session.
You go in there.
See y'all, not yet. We'll dismiss everybody and then we'll go in that.
We're going in executive session on the to note, Nate, this is our chief appraiser back here on the back wall, that's been real quiet, and said anything.
Right. I really want to stay quiet after I've heard some of the discussion.
They all do it from the position of what's best for kids. I love that. I love it.
Well, and that's fine. You know, it's nice to meet you all. If y'all ever have any questions at all, I'm always available. Miss Shirley knows how to get in touch with me. You can ask her. She'll give you everything I've got. So, yeah, she'll fuss at me too. So, but, he had talked about, Ms. Cook talking about how the 100,000, you know, is reducing your levy a lot. I don't think it necessarily will hinder y'all as much on the over 65 and disability changes on those ceilings because those are coming down based on what they call the maximum compressed rate. So that's another factor out there that I don't believe is necessarily for y'all right now, but you will see a drop in your overall levy because of it. What the state ends up giving you, I have no clue. They don't tell me nothing. They just say, oh, we're gonna give y'all some money for it. So, I understand, we're constantly working on values and I'm afraid for 2024, they'll be seeing, even more increases on the market value side.
And it's not, they didn't care.
Is that people like over 60, as he says, or they're
Well, the
still
over
be free?
65, their freezes are actually coming down in 23, from what they have been. I mean, I've seen, some that were, their freezes at $900 and now they're at $0, on the school taxes. So,
But if they do improvements after 65, then it goes back up.
if they add new value to their property, then it calculates the taxes that are on that new value, and it readjusts their freezes at that point. Typically, most over 65 people, once they're there, they're usually not happy. So, you know, it's a catch-22. But on the over 65 and the disability side, we're seeing those ceilings come down from what they used to usually been paying. But the overall, there's several other things that have passed that will probably eventually affect the levies coming up with what they call the 20% trigger cap on non-homestead properties. Anything that is, under 5 million, could end up with a 20% cap where, that value can't go up more than 20%. So that's all you're gonna see as far as taxable value goes. But that's something that'll be coming up for 24. But like I said, I'm always available. If y'all have questions or y'all need me for anything, please give me a call.
You'll be here for
Okay.
I just got I just got some forms from Coops to fill out for the state. So, I knew that probably. No, that's all.
I do.
Eight
21,
you
got to
I've already got a morning for you.
Okay, in there? They're at that big. Okay. Well, I'll just, you want to just come around your desk and sign them right quick? Yes, they're there. I've already talked to them.
Yeah, please, let me know. I was gonna call you because people are asking me.
Whenever I wrote in level,
Right. Yeah.
of what y'all are.
Well, I'm not happy though, but it was good seeing you. All right, and come see me next week. I'd rather figure out a way to make it right because, okay, you know, but the things are the ones that
Literally.
well, I mean, I got there, so, I've been hand calculating.
I'm laying on the ground.
I'm in my calculating all these, and they're coming out like.
Imagine what the difference is what there's over. Not being able to. My first opinion is I think it's a good idea. We expect you to go. We'll talk to you soon. Okay, bye.
And, I have next experience being
like, there's a feeling. But I was like.
They don't do it. All this stuff is like, I would say,
But yeah, and like weird things, and get an odd angle, and it's like all of a sudden I'm like, it's just like rockets up the arm. I mean, that was the worst thing. I almost considered wearing the sling. I saw my body, yeah. Reach out when I get it fully extended. Yeah.
no problem. I'll see you later. No, I gotta go.
You too. Very nice to meet you.
Thank you.
I'll see y'all later, let y'all, do y'all's thing.
I want to hear it now.
Looks like it's not.
This is to remove.
Yep.
Hey, if you got a new tiny home, it's probably more, because it's an improvement. Yeah, but they tax you on improvement. Yeah, but.
We're gonna do two action items. No, I took one already, so you can have that one.
And I've already explained to them about the, about the hotel.
Okay.
So if I got to, I'm gonna need my.
So this is the,
Are they still here?
Carl, you still there? Michael, you still there? Rusty, were you ever there?
I just need to.
I'm sorry.
I'm here.
Hey, we got a question about the governance camp. Will you guys be coming to that?
I am. I took vacation so I could go.
Early March.
I will not be.
I will, at the end of it.
February
No, I'll be fine.
Wednesday.
28th to the 2nd, through March 2nd.
And you're going.
Hey, I'm gonna be there.
Okay.
Cool. Wednesday through, and then we'll leave Saturday. So she's gonna take care of you, and then will you call him later and explain everything of how we're doing it? And then Carl, will you be there too, the 20th to the 2nd?
No, I don't think I'm going to be able to make it.
That's all right. That's all right.
All right, well, you didn't.
I still love you.
Deal. No. I'm gonna go ahead and just take care of all of y'all's.
Wednesday night, they have
We'll
that.
take care of all y'all's, hotel rooms. Yeah, we're gonna take care of all y'all's hotel rooms. Go ahead.
I'm gonna wait for them.
I'm just gonna do it so that I have it all on one.
Oh, baby.
Oh, check out this right here. That's great.
Charlie, go get your card.
No.
Sponsored.
Oh, yeah. I asked, that ain't cheap. No, that's not right. Just in time for the cold block.
She's like, so do you? I'm like, I don't know.
Everybody was all jealous of me.
No, we can sell them at the athletic thing.
Oh, yeah. This is what I want. This is our price range. I want our emblem on it. And so we went through about 7 options. This was the one we went.
You've done good.
Very, very.
Okay.
I cannot, I can't wait for it.
I know. Too bad you guys aren't here. You could have got it. Must be present to win. I'm just kidding. We have your bag. I'll keep it in my office. Michael, I'll send yours home with, Deanna, and then Carl, I'll send yours home with your kiddo, I guess.
No promise about the sweets, so.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be all gone by the time you guys see it. And then I'll send
That's
it
all
out.
right. I'm on a diet. We're good.
I need to.
This is, I sent you guys the,
So,
Jen's going, this one, this is, so she's logged out. This is this computer, Jenna Watson is this computer, and so she's logged out. Earlier when she was logged in, there were 4 boxes.
you know, I can type it up.
I'll tell you what, if you guys would feel better, call Carl and Michael, and then we can shut this if you
I
want.
would feel better.
Want to do that? Let's do that. Hey, they're gonna call you.
Y'all check. Hey, y'all check the lights out before you hang up.
I see that.
Oh, that's cool.
So that is the lights are flickering on and off in the whole damn town.
That looks cool though.
Oh, I thought it was like this.
It does look cool.
No, it's scaring the hell out of me because I'm scared something's fixing to catch on fire.
Yeah, that's fair.
They don't know why?
Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure it's the 50-mile-an-hour wind that's coming through here right now.
I thought that it snowed where you were. I guess it didn't.
No, it's not snowing now. It's blowing.
Oh man.
Oh,
But yeah, everything's blinking.
They're gonna call you guys and put you on speaker. Does that work?
That works.
who's that on?
It's right, what is going on?
It is a program. Holy crap. It's a program that like couples with elementary and high school kids where they have like a big brother, big sister.
Okay.
It's pretty neat.
I know it's Anderson's over it, but I don't know what it was.
It is pretty darn cool.